All right, well, welcome everyone. This is Missy Hides, and I am an independent consultant and regional vice president with Arbonne, and this is our new consultant getting started training. Okay, so tonight what we're going to do, or on this video, if you're watching the recording, in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to just take a little bit of time and I'm going to cover 5 steps to getting your business started, and then I've got a couple extra nuggets for you at the end. So just excited that you are here. This is great training, whether you are brand new, whether you are wanting to get new people started, whether you need a little refresher. I think it's just a good place to come back and be reminded. Okay, so if you're taking notes, which I would encourage you to do so, we got 5 things that we're going to cover here in the next 30 minutes. So the first thing, as you are getting your business started, first of all, congratulations. And I mean that from the sincerest part of my heart, congratulations. Here is why. You are willing to do what most people are not, which is step out and do something different, step out and take a little bit of risk. I'm going to call it kind of like perceived risk. It's not, but you're just willing to step out and do something different. So I do want to congratulate you on that, just for that. And that you need to celebrate. And you need to say, gosh darn it, I'm awesome. I started a business. I'm a social marketer with Arbonne. And you need to celebrate that, because that is a big deal. Okay. So we're going to cover 5 things tonight as we're getting you started in your business. So the first thing that I always want to share with consultants is mindset. Okay, success in this business and in any aspect of your life is always a decision. Whether it is in your health, in your finances, in your relationships, in this business, your success is always a decision that you make. Not that anybody else makes, but that you make. Okay, it's decisions that you make in the month. It's decisions that you make in a day, but it always comes down to a decision. And there's a phrase that I love that says, whether you think that you can or you think you can't, you are right. So decide what you want to be right about. Do you want to be right that you are going to be successful in this business? Do you want to be right that you are going to sponsor a team of people? Do you want to be right that you're going to become a vice president with the company? Or do you want to be right about other things like, oh, this is really hard, or I can't find anybody to share the business or the products with? Because whichever one you decide you want to be right about, you will be. So I'm going to tell you, go be right about the things that you want in this business instead of the things that you're afraid of. Okay, so mindset is a big one because mindset is what determines our actions. Mindset is what propels someone forward or keeps them frozen in fear or overwhelm. Mindset is what differentiates people who achieve things in life and people who talk about what they want to achieve or think about what they achieve, but they don't ever actually do them. It comes down to mindset. There's lots of things called champions mindset, millionaires mindset, lots of stuff on mindset. If you are a new consultant and you're like, I have never heard anything about mindset before, reach out to your sponsor and let them know, and they have some good resources for you to help just start learning about mindset. If you're somebody and maybe you've done a lot of like mindset stuff before, maybe you're an athlete and you're like, oh, mindset stuff was a big part of your training, then that's great. You just bring that into this business. But this is a mindset because you are an independent consultant, meaning you don't have a boss. There's no one that's going to call you tomorrow and say, hey, Kim, and I don't know if there's Kim on the call today, but hey, Kim, what are you doing for your business? No one's going to call you. If you're waiting for someone to call you to check in with you, you'll just be waiting for a long time. That's not how we work. You're an independent consultant. You work with each other, but you're a business owner. Okay, so you're independent. You've got to have that internal drive, that internal mindset of a champion, which is I'm going to go do the things that I said I was going to do, and I'm going to go do them whether I feel like doing them or not. And And one of the things with mindset is that there's the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And it can come at the end of the day, it can come at the end of the week, the month, or the year. And the pain is, you have the pain of discipline of when you do the things that you said you were going to do, there's cost, there's some sacrifice, right? So there's some pain. But it's that kind of like, oh, I left everything on the table. Oh, that feels great. And you go to bed kind of blissfully exhausted. There's the other pain of regret, which comes with the, I shoulda, woulda, coulda, wished next month's going to be so much better. And that comes with its own kind of pain, right? So you really want to mind your mind. There's a great training by ENVP, Linda Parker, and she just talks about minding the gap. And minding the gap is minding the 4 inches between this side of the head and this side of the head, and minding the mind, because that is where your success ultimately is going to come from, is what you think, because we become what we think, right? So mindset is a big one. So number 2, kind of tied in with this mindset, is your why. There is a reason why you started this business, and you need to know what that is. And for some consultants, it's going to be really big. Like, I remember when I was getting started in Arbonne, and I would hear like, I want to build an orphanage in Zambia. And at first I was like, I don't even know where Zambia is, but that sounds awesome. And people had this like big vision of like orphanages. And then I had a vision of like, I just want like $200 a month. That's what I want. So your vision can be really big. It can be really small. It can be, but like $200 wasn't small to me. That's where it was. It was really a practical why when I started. You can also have a really serious why, like, I got to get out of my job, or my husband is totally stressed out with his work and we're drowning in debt. We've got kids going to college and I've got to make this business work. You can have a really serious why, or you can have really a fun why. Like, I love these products. I love the culture. I love the people. And it made sense to me to just want to share them with other people. And any of those are awesome as long as they're yours. So you just got to figure out what your why is. So that's number 2 of getting started, is writing out your why. It's really simple. I mean, you don't have to spend tons of time on it, but why you need to know what your why is, sorry, my back's itchy. Why you need to know what your why is because when you're calling to ask people if they would be willing to host an event for you, if they'd be willing to try a sample, if they'd be willing to hear a little bit more about this business, they need to know that it's bigger than just, I found this company and I've just decided to, rep the product. That doesn't compel people. But like I said, whether it's big or small, serious or fun, they need to know why you decided to build this business. Because something shifted from, I just wanted to use the products, to I wanted to build a business and an income with the products. And whatever causes that shift is the why. Okay? So that's really important, because I will tell you that when people get good, when new consultants get good at sharing why they have started this business, it compels people to say yes to them, because it makes sense. It normalizes the business. When I have consultants from other companies tell me like, oh my gosh, I just love the jewelry. It's just super pretty. I love it. And that's why they want to tell me about the product. That's not really compelling. But if they tell me there's this awesome culture and it's got this standard, and you feel like you're using products that are making a difference for yourself and others, and you feel like now that you have that information, you really want to be responsible and like continue, giving awareness to people, that's compelling. If you say, I started this business because, if I'm going to be really honest, somebody says, hey, I want to be, we're drowning in debt and we're really not sure how we're going to pay for XYZ, that authenticity will attract people to you. Okay, if you're like, I have been in my job for 30 years and I love it, but I'm really looking for an exit strategy and this just so made sense to me, that's compelling. You know, whatever it is, you just have to identify a why, keep it to 1 to 3 sentences of why you said yes to Arbonne. And it will change over time, and that's totally fine. But as a new consultant, you want to have a why that you can share with others that's personal for you, that is your story. You know, it's believable for you because it is why you said yes. So if you are, as a new consultant, if you're like, I'm not sure, write something out and then call your sponsor and say, okay, I came up with my why. Missy said on the training I needed to have, 1 to 3 sentences of why. Here's why I decided to say yes to Arbonne. And that's a great way to write it out. I said yes to Arbonne because fill in the blank, or why I decided to say yes to Arbonne, fill in the blank, and that's the why. Okay, that's your why. So that's number 2. So number 3, we're going to move now into a little bit of the practical. So we've got the mindset stuff, we've got the why. So those are a little bit more of, not that they're not practical, but these are a little bit more of the how-tos, I guess. So 3 is sign up. If you're watching this video, I hope you've signed up. And if you haven't, do that like now. Pause the video and go sign up. The second thing with the sign up is you do want to place your startup order, okay? And Arbonne does not have a requirement for a startup order. This team does not have a requirement for a startup order. What I am going to tell you though, my recommendation is 2 ASVPs. I'm going to recommend the nutrition ASVP and the anti-aging skincare ASVP. Those are absolutely the 2 I'm going to recommend, okay? At different times, Arbonne puts together different options of ASVPs. Like right now, it's August of 2018. There is kind of like a back to school promo ASVP. It's got awesome products. I think it's a wonderful ASVP. But those 2 product lines, the anti-aging line and the nutrition line, those are what are called Arbonne's flagship product lines. Those are typically the 2 product lines that someone's going to get introduced to Arbonne through one of those product lines. Okay, so the 2 ASVPs is going to set you up for success, meaning that you can be successful if you don't have 2. If you're like, well, my budget only, really, I can only budget for 1. That's fine. Start with 1, but then get that second one in that first 30 days. And here's the thing, you guys, if you want to, kind of back to the mindset, you will. You'll figure it out. And why do I know that we're going to figure it out? Is because we're all carrying around $400 phones. Don't tell me that people can't come up with money. Like when people are like, I just don't know if I have like, a couple $100 to get the skincare set and then a couple $100 to then get the nutrition set, and they've got like the iPhone 10 and an Apple Watch. I'm like, pretty sure that's like $700 right there. It's not my place to judge. I don't care that they make those purchases. I'm just trying to paint some perspective on, is this phone or is the watch generating income for you? No, for most people it's not, right? If people want to start a photography business, they have to go buy a camera. They can't be like, oh, I'm going to take pictures with my pretend camera and build a photography business. It doesn't work that way. So we don't carry inventory. We don't stock product. At the very least, these are just products you guys can be using for yourself. You're going to wash your face. You're going to put on some moisturizer, and you're going to drink a protein shake and some fizzies. Like, get the products, right? So you want to have the 2. You want to be a product of the product. As you are getting started in your business, you also want to be looking to replace your products with Arbonne products as much as you can. So I am not, because I am I'm a pretty practical person on some levels. Like I literally cut open a bottle of detox lotion this morning, and like I sliced it up about 4 ways and was like scooping the lotion out of it because I was like, there's a lot of lotion left in this bottle, but I couldn't get to it with just the squeeze. So I literally like cut it all up and had a ton of lotion. So I'm real practical and I don't like to waste things. But so I'm not the consultant that's going to say like, go throw everything out of your closet or your shower and replace it with Arbonne overnight. Some people will say that, but I am going to highly recommend that as quickly as you can, you're replacing out your products so that you're becoming a product of the product. When I have a consultant who's 6 months into the business and they're pulling out Burt's Bees chapstick and it's not Arbonne, I'm not sure that they're actually committed to wanting to be like a business partner, you know, because you have to use the products. Why would you keep buying products at other places when you can buy them from yourself, from your own store at the best discount possible? So start switching out the shampoos, start switching out the body products, start switching out the cosmetics, right? You want to be a product of the product. And with this, my recommendation also is you want to find 3 products, because we have over 300. So you don't want to be like, oh my gosh, I have a top 27 Arbonne products, which we all have lots of products we love. But find 3 products that as a new consultant, you can get really pumped up about. Like, you're like, I love these things. They're my jam. Like, it's either, you know, and it can be lots of different things. Maybe it's the fizzies, maybe it's the mascara, maybe it's the fiber, because you had a lot of success with the fiber. I don't know. You know, it could be lots of, I'm just trying to be silly. It could be lots of things. Maybe it's the eye gel pads. Who knows? I don't care. Find 3 things that you can be pumped about. Here's the thing. I was not pumped about all of Arbonne's products when I started the business. I didn't need to be. There was a lot of products. I started my business before I ever tried a product. I bought a skincare set, I bought some cosmetics, and I bought a little bit of the nutrition that we had when I started, and it was awful. Like, it tasted horrible. We have come so far. I'm so grateful that our nutrition is what it is now. But I mean, I would go to parties and people would be like, oh, you have Colon Cleanse. We used to have a product called Colon Cleanse. And they're like, have you used it? And I'm like, no, never have used it. And I just hadn't. Like, I hadn't used their eyeshadows and the different things like that, because I just didn't get to it all right away, right? But there were things that I could get really excited about and I could share with people. So find what those 3 things are that every time you're with people, every time you're doing an event, you're just pumped about these 3 products. They're your 3 favorites. But make sure they're your 3 favorites, not like, oh, my sponsor really, like, I know the primer, this is just an example. I know the primer is a really big seller. It's like one of our best sellers. I don't use it. I like it. I think it's super soft on the back of your hand. I just don't put that much makeup. Like, I don't really hardly wear any of the makeup. I do wear the makeup. I just wear a little bit of the CC cream. So I don't use the primer. I know the primer is awesome, but it's not personally like one of my favorites. But like, I will wrestle you to death for a fizzy stick. So don't mess with me and my fizzies, because they're like top. I mean, fizzies could fill like every category in my top 3. I love them on every level. So find your top 3, okay? But get your 2 ASVPs as soon as possible. And that is going to play into the strategy that we have for new consultants getting started, for everybody as they're building their business, okay? So number 4 is activity. Activity, booking activity, executing activity is what separates a consultant from a business builder, a business partner, okay? So everybody can buy a consultant account with Arbonne. As long as you're 18 and as long as you pay the fee, you can have a consultant account. Does that mean you are in business? No, it certainly does not. Does it mean that you are a business builder or a business partner? No, it does not. What differentiates consultants from business partners or business builders, whatever you want to call them, is activity. If you have no activity on your calendar and you're not getting in front of people, you're not sharing the business, sharing the products, you are a consultant. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you just have a glorified discount. You don't actually have a business, okay? So we've got to make that shift and get into activity, because what I see happen is people get the consultant account, they don't book the activity, and then they say, it just didn't work for me. I just couldn't get it off the ground. I just couldn't get it going. I'm like, well, you didn't get it going because you didn't book the activity, and you didn't book the activity long enough, right? So that's what differentiates it. So our activity for you as a new consultant is very basic and simple. So this is like A or number 1 under point 4, number 4. So your activity is 2 things. First, you're going to text 30 people, and you are texting 30 people a pre-populated text that you either already have received or you will receive, or you're tagged in a Facebook post about it. It is a pre-populated text that says, in essence, hey, I've started a business with Arbonne. It is a skincare and wellness company. I've used the products. I love them. I'm really excited about the products. I've been using the products. I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous. As part of my training, I'm looking for 10 people who are willing to hear a 20-minute overview. Doesn't really matter if you're if you think this would be a fit for you or not, just looking for 10 people who are willing to say yes to hearing a little bit more. Would you be willing to be one of my 10? Okay. You're just asking to start the conversation. Statistically, if you text 30 people, and 30 people, I'll get back to that. You want to text 30 people. Out of the 30 people, you will find 10 people who are willing to say yes, okay? And that's just to get the ball rolling. We also find that if we can share this with 10 people, we can identify 1 to 3 of them as being people that would get a consultant account with you and start the business, okay? The second activity that you're gonna do is you're gonna book 2 live events. These are your launch events. This is where you're gonna learn how to share the products in groups of people. This is also a place where you'll make sales, you'll book more events, you'll get host rewards. It's a wonderful way to get the business kicked off. The 10 overviews, you're not gonna be doing them by yourself. You're gonna be partnered up with your sponsor or with your upline area manager or VP. Your launch events, you're not going to be doing them by yourself. If your sponsor doesn't live in your same area or state, they can just Zoom in or FaceTime in or Skype in and be present and be supportive and be very much a part of the event, just like if they were there physically. That's the wonderful thing about having social, marketing businesses, is that we can connect in because of technology. Okay, so you want to do those things. I don't give new consultants anything more than those 2 points of activity, because if they're unwilling to do those things, they don't need to know anything else. That is all, as a new consultant, you need to do is book 30 or text 30 and book your 2 live events. Okay. Once you do that, then we move you on to those next steps. The sooner you can do all of those, the better. You can drag out texting 30 people over 30 days, but it's just going to drag out how quickly you get to share with people, how quickly you're going to get to do those overviews. So I recommend trying to get those 30 texts booked, texts sent them out. You can sit in 1 hour, you can bust out 30 texts or less. And then as they start to respond, then you can book them, and you can book those overviews within the next 24 to 72 hours. That's ideally what you want to see happening as you're getting your business started. Okay, so you're going to text 30 and book 2. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink, oh, I'm going to send this person a text, but I got to really personalize it, and go on and on and on and on and on. Okay, texts that are more than a screen amount is too much. When you're texting people and you're scrolling up because there's so much text, it's just too much. So keep it short to the pre-populated one. You can obviously weave in a little bit of the why. You said yes, but don't overthink it. Don't stall out, meaning don't get yourself freaked out. Don't watch this and then be okay, well, I think on Wednesday I'm going to send out my 30 texts. No, just hop off this video and start busting out those 30 texts. Ask everyone. You all ask everyone. I would be willing to bet that if we took a poll of, who thought they would say yes to a business like this, none of us would raise our hand and be oh, me, I always grew up knowing I was going to be a social marketer and own a business with, a company like Arbonne. None of us did. right? So you never want to assume that somebody won't say yes. And I do want to tell you, you want to expect yeses. Expect them to say yes. Expect people to want to hear a little bit more. Expect that people will be open to hearing what we're going to be sharing with them. But ask everyone, because you all, if there is one thing that I find consultants are not coachable in, is in that thing, that they hear me say, ask everyone, but then a year into their business, they're telling me about people I have never heard about. And I'm like, well, where'd you meet her? Oh, well, I don't know. We went to college together. We were roommates. And I'm like, and why didn't we talk to her 12 months ago? Well, she's just really busy, or she's really successful, or they have 17 kids. I didn't think that she would do anything like that. Don't decide for people, you all. You want to be asking everyone. And in those first 30 that you're texting, you want to be thinking of like, who would you love to work with? Who are the people that are really successful already? Who are people that you're like, man, they're just like go-getters, they're disciplined, they get the job done, they volunteer for everything at church, they show up for all the PTO stuff at school, like they're running marathons, they're, killing it with their wellness and their health. Like, who are those people? Those are the people that you want to be asking right away, instead of asking like the 18-year-old who's your babysitter, and you're like, well, of course she's going to say yes, because if she says no, she thinks I might not hire her again to come babysit my kids, right? You can ask her. There's nothing wrong with that. But ask people that you're like, if they said yes to this, they would be amazing, okay? Use the text, and as much as possible, obviously we're going to do that 2-on-1 approach with the overview, so that you're getting that training and you're getting that opportunity to hear it, okay? And then number 5, so just to review, number 1 was mindset, number 2 was your why, number 3 was sign up, place your order, number 4 was book activity, and number 5 is what is your goal as a new consultant? What is the plan? What are we looking to accomplish here? And what we're looking to accomplish is 2 options you have. The first option is to promote to district manager, okay? And I'm going to give you a really simple formula on how to promote to district manager. The other option that you have is to promote to district manager, and this is all in your first 30 days, promote to district manager and actually go into qualification for the second level of management, which is area manager. Okay, I'm going to give you both of these options. So this is what I want you to write down. So option 1 is you're going to promote to district manager in 30 days. Okay, how you're going to do that is you're going to buy your 2 ASVPs. You're going to sell 3 ASVPs. So you're going to find 3 people who want to do the 30 Days to Healthy Living group, or you're going to find 2 people who want the skincare RE9 set, and 1 person who wants to do nutrition, right? A best friend, a mom, a sister, a neighbor, a coworker, there's 5 people right there. So you buy your 2 packages and you're going to sell 3 packages, okay? That's what you're going to do. And then you're going to find 3 people, you're going to teach 3 people to do that same thing. So you're going to call people when we're doing the overviews and they're like, yeah, I could, they say yes to the business, or they say yes to it. And then we're going to say, do you think that you could purchase 2 skincare or 2 ASVPs and then you could sell 3? To a mom, a sister, a best friend, a neighbor, a coworker, somebody. Most people are going to say, yeah, that makes sense, right? So when you buy 2 and sell 3 and teach 3 people to do the same thing, so those 3 people are all going to buy 2 and sell 3, you become a district manager in 1 month. It's awesome. So awesome. It's exciting. The second option is promote to district manager and go into qualification for area manager. What that looks like is you buy your 2 sets. You're going to sell 3. So you're doing the same thing, but instead of teaching 3, you're going to now teach 5. But here's the power of a network, is You can go out and teach those 5. Those can all be 5 people direct to you. Or you could teach 3, and then out of those 3, 2 of the 3 decide to each teach 1 person. So the 5 don't have to be all direct to you. They just are somewhere connected to your business. It's the same with those teach 3 is maybe you teach 3 and one of those that you teach, they go on to teach 1. It's what it ends up being is district manager is 20 ASVPs sold in your business. What district manager into area manager qualification is 30 ASVPs. If I tell you, hey Kim, we're gonna sell 30 ASVPs this month, you might feel a little like, ugh, that sounds like a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna find 30 people. That's where you wanna shift it from you're gonna go find 30 people to you're gonna have 30 somewhere connected in your market because you purchased 2 to get your business started and you sold 3 and you taught either 3 or 5 other people to do the same thing. So I wish I had a little like scribble board on this, but I do not because I would love to, maybe I can do this here really quickly. So what that ends up looking like is and when people are purchasing the 3, when you're selling the 3, those are just preferred clients. Like they're not committing to like a business. And the people even that purchase 2, there's a lot of people that will purchase a skincare set and a nutrition set because it makes sense. Like they hear the Arbonne story, they hear the Arbonne difference. But you know, if we have this little diagram here, here's you've purchased 2 and you've sold 3 ASVPs. And now you've taught 3 people to do the same thing, purchase 2, sell 3, purchase 2, sell 3, purchase 2, sell 3. There's your 20. That's over $6,000 in sales for the month. This creates an awesome paycheck. This creates quick growth in a business. This creates quick duplication. This is so doable. And then what happens is area manager is you can either add 2 more direct to you, or these people that you're sharing this with, they catch the vision and they're like, I can go find 1 person to buy 2 and sell 3 this month. And you have this structure. I mean, it could be, there's numerous ways you could have that structure. And that in total is 30 ASVPs. And now you're having a business that's doing over $10,000 a month in sales. More than likely you have a comma in the paycheck, meaning you now probably have a paycheck over $1,000 after your first 30 days in the business. This is what's possible, you guys. So awesome. Okay. So new consultants, I want to wrap this up because I'm getting a little long on time. Here's my extras. I told you all there would be some extras. So here they are. Okay. So extras is you want to stay connected. This business is all about staying connected, plugging into the Facebook team page that you're now a part of, getting on the team huddles. Right now, those are on Sunday nights. Staying connected with your sponsor. They want to hear from you. They love questions. They want to know what's working, where you're feeling stuck, where you're having success. You can text them, you can call them, you can use Voxer app. You know, there's lots of ways to reach out, but you want to stay connected. Second thing is you want to commit to learning and growing. So there is an app called SoundCloud. Let me see if I can bring it up so you guys can see the visual of it. It's just this, it's this app right here, the orange one. It's called SoundCloud. You can go on there. You can listen to all kinds of Arbonne trainings. Arbonne produces trainings every week. They're called Learn and Burns, and they are now available on SoundCloud. You want to make your car what's called a rolling university. You want to be just learning about products. You want to be learning about the business. You want to be learning about personal development. You just want to commit to growing and learning. That's one of the greatest things about this business is the person that you become and all the growth that you're going to experience personally, also as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a leader. all of those things. So commit to that. And then the last thing is get good at social media. Okay. There is on our team page, which is life-by-design.me, a really great document kind of called the do's and the don'ts. Okay. Just some basic, a basic don't on social media as a brand new consultant is don't get on social media, Facebook, and say, hey, I've become a consultant with Arbonne. I'm really excited. Here's my website. Let me know if you want to buy anything. That really is like, just don't do it. There's a lot of reasons why you don't want to do it, but it just creates ineffectiveness in your business. So as far as getting good with social media is get good with social media as it pertains to you, your lifestyle, your age, your personality. Don't become somebody that you're not. The best thing about social media is you get to be you. So be you, be authentic, post things that you're doing with your business, that you're enjoying with the products. Don't just repost other people's stuff. And if you have had a pretty decent like social media presence when you start your business, you can just incorporate that in. If you have little or no or pretty inconsistent social media presence and then you start your business, you're actually just going to want to start growing your social media presence and not say very much about your Arbonne business at all. Because if you haven't had any social media presence and now all of a sudden you're like the Arbonne girl on social media and you've got all these posts, hold on, just about Arbonne and all these things, it's just not going to seem super authentic to you because people are going to be like, I haven't seen you on Facebook for 4 years, and now all of a sudden you're on here every day telling me all about Arbonne and all the wonderful things that you're doing. Okay, so again, there's great trainings for that. There's some videos about social media, but this is a business where that is going to be an integrative tool that you are going to want to use and utilize and just learn how to do it well. So that's just all I want to say with new consultants is just start to learn how to get good at it and whatever that looks like for you. And as a new consultant, be open for feedback. So if we see things that you're posting, we might just reach out and be like, hey, you might want to tweak it this way. Or like, I even just text people like, hey, just like totally take that down. And it's not because they're trying to do anything wrong. It's just, there's different ways that you can do it to make it just attractive and again, authentic to them and to their business. Okay, so that's what we have for you today, tonight, this morning, whenever you're watching the Getting Started training. But again, just so excited that you have said yes to this business, that you have said yes to your dreams, that you are, you're just going for it and you're embracing it. And I'm going to say last thing, just jump all in. Jump all in. People that grow this business in the way that most people desire to grow the business, jump all in. So jump all in, absorb, learn, go for it, be willing to make mistakes along the way, get comfortable being uncomfortable, get comfortable saying, that's such a great question, I have no idea, but I can find that out for you. Just embrace the journey. It's such a wonderful gift, and we just love having you. So thanks for hopping on tonight, and reach out to your sponsor or your upline if you have questions about any of these 5 steps on getting your business started.